I feel bad for you folks that have gotten into a little trouble, and now you have to talk to attorneys. You probably never spoke to an attorney in your life. Now you have to call, figure out which one you want. I get that. But the reverse is true. We get those calls and we talk behind your back a little bit, not in a negative way, but you guys are saying some things that set off red flags for we defense attorneys. You don't want to say these things to a potential lawyer. I'm going to give you some examples. One big example is, I don't care what your charge is. It could be capital murder, but you'll call and you'll be like, this is an easy case. This is pretty simple. It shouldn't take too long. All those comments will tell me that this case is way more complicated than you are giving it credit for. It shows me that you don't understand the criminal justice system, nor should you. That's my job. I get that. It shows me that you are looking at that 5% of the iceberg that the cute little polar bear is rubbing his back on, and you don't see the 95% of the iceberg that's underneath the ice. That's what I have to deal with. This criminal justice system, unfortunately, is complex. It is a pain in the rear end, but I've been doing it for 32 years. I have friends that have been doing it longer, and with some experience and expertise and all the things that come with hiring a law firm and hiring a good lawyer, you will have all of that taken care of for you. But telling me or any other defense attorney over the phone how easy this is going to be kind of jinxes it, number one. And I'm not even superstitious, but that just jinxes it. And number two, it shows that you probably lack an appreciation for how complex our criminal justice system gets. I'll tell you, that means you probably haven't dealt with the government very much, and that's cool. I know some people, they get frustrated just getting a new tag for their car when they buy a new car. Some of you are lucky enough to have the dealership deal with the transfer. For those of you that deal with the government on your own, they never make it easy. And that is just multiplied by 100,000 when you're dealing with the criminal justice system. My recommendation is that you call us, ask us about our expertise, ask us about whether we've handled these sort of cases before, ask us about whether we've practiced in front of that judge in that jurisdiction before, and those sort of things will get you to the right attorney faster than telling us how simple this is going to be. It's not going to be simple. That's a jinx. And telling us how little time it's going to take. It never takes as little time as you think it's going to take. Even if it does take a little time, folks. I mean, I used to play tennis with a friend of mine that he replaced heart valves. And he's like, oh, it just takes a couple hours. Yeah, but the dude been doing it for decades, so he can make it sound easy. I'm guilty of making complex legal concepts sound easy. I've done over 500 videos. I feel like I'm totally guilty of oversimplifying a lot of legal stuff. However, I'm just trying to impart some knowledge on you because a well-educated citizenry is much better. We can get along much better when we all know how the game is played. So when you're calling potential attorneys, watch out for what you say that might show you lack an understanding of how complicated even the simplest case can get. Stay safe out there, and I appreciate you watching.